Greetings, my geeks, nerds, gamers, and lanners. I'd like to welcome you to Enticement Gaming. I am your host, Mr. G63, and today I want to invite you to the zone. Now, the one thing that I have noticed about S.T.A.L.K.E.R Online is that, yes, it is Stay Out, as found on Steam. Now, I went to the site and I confirmed that this game was created by Mobile Technologies LLC, but I was unable to get any additional information regarding that. So, unfortunately, there will be no interview with the Russian development team. So, if you know of someone who works at Mobile Technologies LCC, please hit me up with a comment so that we can interview them regarding the more technical aspects of this game. So, from the limited information that I was able to get, Stay Out or S.T.A.L.K.E.R Online is a survival first-person shooter. Now, some of you may be wondering why I did not say post-apocalyptic, and this is why. As with the game S.T.A.L.K.E.R, there's no indication that the world is currently in ruin. It's just a small part of a Russian or Slavian area known as the Zone. So, both in the original game as well as on the online game, this history seems to be parallel to each other. Now, there's also stories that the online version is based on a novel written by two Russian authors. It's Arkady and Boris Strugatsky, or Strugatsky. If you're Russian, please let me know if I pronounced that right. So, with the exception of them replacing a visitation with a nuclear explosion, or event, whatever that means, this game does have a similar plot to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. So, let's start with my expectations of the game. Now, I wasn't able to play a lot of the game, mainly because my internet line is a bit slow, so please bear with me. Now, as with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, my expectations are it needs to have monsters and human enemies, number one. It needs to have player and NPC interactions. Ambience should mimic S.T.A.L.K.E.R. It should recreate certain areas of, the former USSR or Slavic sort of architecture. It should also have realistic weapons and equipment. The RPG element needs to be there as far as your experience, your skills, and sort of like a type of open trade system as far as economy is concerned. I also would like to see a better survival aspects regarding the harsh environment of this game. Encountering zombies or mutants and abnormalities or anomalies. And also the ability to interact with other people to create sort of like a group or team squad function. So, the minimum requirements for this game is a 64-bit version of Windows 7, 8, or 10. You will need an Intel Core i5 or an AMD Ryzen 5 or better. 8 gigs of RAM, you'll need a 1050 Ti GeForce or an AMD RX 570 or better. You will also be needing DirectX version 9 minimum. This is minimum. Also broadband internet connection, as this is a multiplayer online game, so of course internet. And then of course 7 gigs of space available. Now this to me is sort of like in 2020, this is a medium gamer's rig. So I'm expecting quite a bit from this game as far as graphics and clean code and all of that is concerned. So, let us continue. Now, the Steam description goes as follows. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is a MMORPG with shooter elements based on the spirit of stalking. It's an urban exploration, searching and exploring mysterious, abandoned and forgotten areas forgotten by humanity and pieces of our planet. It sounds stalkerish. Now discover a world full of dangers and incredible events, which has its own laws and principles. Become one of the stalkers, people living in the romance of the unknown, able to overcome any trial and search of artifacts on the territory of the alienation zone. Okay, so before we have a look at the gameplay and review this, I would like us to see what the online reviews are saying regarding this game. So the current ratings for this game is as follows. On Steam, sure. On Steam, only about 48% of the 2,900 odd reviews are positive. Now, the main problem seems to be toxic community, hacking, and all-around uninspired gameplay. So, let's see what this looks like. So, on to the enticement rating statement. Now, is this game easy to play? The basic first-person shooter controls are being used, so that's the WASD. So getting into the game is quite easy. The other keys are quite understandable and are mappable, so that's also a benefit that I like. The game and personally triggered waypoints help you to find what you are looking for. However, I find that if you haven't played this game in a while and you try to dive back in, there is a very sharp learning curve involved. So for this, I will have to give this game a 7 out of 10. Is it fun? Hell, I'm not sure if this is just my connection, but this game lags like a however, I never experienced this much lag in a game before. I need to admit that the character creation in this game is something phenomenal. The amount of detail that you can put into your character is remarkably and absolutely stunning. Games like Fallout and Skyrim could actually learn from these character builds. Now, the gameplay itself feels a lot like S.T.A.L.K.E.R, just with the added multiplayer action like chatting to other players in-game. So I feel very comfortable giving a game 7 out of 10. Now, I am hoping that once I've gotten my new internet connection, I will be playing this game again in order to see if I can add anything to this. Does anything bug me about this game? Well, besides the lagging, I didn't really notice anything unusual about this game. The game movement is pretty standard and surprisingly smooth. The character interactions is very reminiscent of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, so I can't really think of anything bad to say about this game as far as the coding is concerned, except for some ridiculous hacking that I did come across. I would like to give this game a 10 out of 10, but I think that with the bad coding as far as the server experience is concerned, I will have to give this game a 9 out of 10. Did I like the sound? So, I hated the sound basically, because there was none. But this is actually the funny thing. The silence also gives you a sense of dread and anticipation while you are moving around in the game. And another really fun thing is that I noticed that when you do come around or come across small settlements, the music that is being played is proper Slavian music, which I found absolutely fantastic, and it actually created this immersion into the game regarding it. So I have to give this game an 8 out of 10. Now, I would have liked some ambient sounds coming from the forest, or perhaps just some background music to give you sort of a sense of proportion within the game. Now, does it take too long to accomplish anything? Now, okay, if anyone knows Stalker, they will know that sometimes the missions, they take forever to complete, okay? There is this one aspect of Stalker that I find absolutely wonderful, is you are forced to take the time to prepare for a specific event or for a specific mission. Now, not knowing whether or not you can actually go back to an old position before you carry on with the game pushes you to over prepare sometimes for the game, if you catch what I'm trying to say. So what this results in is this actually sort of forces you to grind a bit within the game, and I think that this means that this game can easily earn an 8 out of 10 regarding this. Can you customize anything? Now, the character customization, as I mentioned earlier, is one of the best that I have seen in a very long time. Now, this is not a joke. You can literally change how perfect or imperfect your character is, regardless of build. You know, is your character slim? Is he flexing a bit? You can change the size of your head, the color of your eyebrows, you name it. I just haven't looked under the belt, and we'd rather not go there at this moment. Now, another thing that I also found quite interesting was that when you modify your weapon, not only does it look good when you are modifying it, the actual menu that allows you to change or modify your weapon, but it actually shows in game. You know, if you put on a scope, depending on what scope you're using, the game actually goes and makes your gun in game look like it has the attachments, which I find absolutely fantastic, and I think this would make any gun nut cream themselves. So for this, I'd have to say I'd give the game a 9 out of 10, okay? The reason why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10, regardless of how wonderful the character creation, the weapon modifications are, I found that some of the equipment and clothing that you pick up towards the end of the game tends to be very generic, so it ends up looking like you're playing with a bunch of clones of yourself from behind. I mean, if you're looking at everyone from behind, everyone looks the same. So I would like to see more variance in the sort of equipment that you can find. Perhaps even like color mapping or texture mapping. Just give some variation to the items, how they look on the character. Okay, is it hard but not too hard? Now, as far as the difficulty settings are on this game, the game is not very forgiving. There are no hard or easy servers. There are two. There's the European and there's the US one. And as I experienced when eating some raw meat, I know, no comments there. I ate some raw meat and I died like 5 minutes later. So this game is actually a little bit unforgiving as far as the difficulty rating is. The beginning arena where you start the game is quite nice. I mean, there's a bit of radiation patches, so, you know, stock up on your radiation pulls. But as soon as you leave that area, I'm telling you, it's full on war. People tend to walk past and just blow your brains out. They don't care. So I also found that progressing there became a lot more difficult. Now, I know my internet connection may have been the result of this, or the cause of this. So for now, I'm going to give the game the benefit of the doubt and give it an 8 out of 10. Would I play this game twice or more? I'm not sure if this is a game that you would restart once you've completed. I don't even know if you can actually end this game. Now, apparently there is, like with Stalker, you get to the center of the zone and everything is done. But at the end, taking in all the hardships and difficulties into consideration, personally, I would finish this game and that would be it. I would not play it again. However, if you are someone who enjoys this kind of game where you need to learn different tricks and, once you've learned a trick, go back, start over, and play the game again, then yes, definitely, this game has quite a lot of playability. It has a lot of strategy that you can incorporate into your gameplay. So for this, I am definitely giving this game a 8 out of 10. Are the visuals good? Now, for a game that was released in November 2019, the graphics in this game are not that impressive. The graphics remind me a lot of the first Stalker that was released in 2007. It's not much to write home about, but I thought that this was done specifically to make sure that players with low-end gaming computers would be able to play this game without needing to buy new hardware. So this would increase the playability for more players rather than to have a small amount of players with better computers. The only thing that is stopping me from giving this game an 8 out of 10 is that even though the graphic rendering of this game is so low, why does it lag so much? There's not a lot being done on the graphics, and my graphics card didn't even go anywhere. I was still basically using my onboard graphics to play this game, yet I couldn't move more than a meter without it lagging. So until they are able to fix this, I will have to give this game a 6 out of 10 for visuals. So the final result, funny enough, is a 77.77%. Just as a side note, I want to say thank you to a few guys, as I was unable to, do the recordings that I wanted to. I was able to get some footage from S.T.A.L.K.E.R. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, thanks a million, man. You are a true champ. You will find a link to his channel at the end of this video. Please go to his channel, like and subscribe if you are interested in more of the Stay Out or Stalker Online. So thanks for watching this video. I would like you guys to smash that like and subscribe button for a full playthrough if you want it, and I will be trying to upload once a week, so hit that notification and comment down below. If you know of a game that you would like to give the G63 treatment to, leave a comment and I will look into trying to get this. So for now, shop millipop, stay lekker, and see you on the refresh.